As you can see, the weather is much better today than yesterday.
For now.
For now, yeah. It's supposed to cloud over a little bit in the afternoon. We're going to be driving along the Ruta de Siete Lagos, which is one of the more famous sections of the Ruta 40, which goes all the way down the length of Argentina. It's supposed to be just a beautiful drive, full of like lake views, beautiful little towns and stuff. Very excited to do that.
We first had to drive around the enormous Nahuel Huapi Lake, the first of the 7 lakes along the route. There's a nice viewpoint called Mirador del Lemay as you come around the very end of the lake, where you get gorgeous views back down the lake towards Bariloche and the snow-capped Andes Mountains behind. Then we drove all the way along the northern edge of the lake, admiring the views from the road and stopping at a few more viewpoints, before arriving in the town of Villa La Angostura. This resort town is smaller than Bariloche, but has many similar features, from its alpine-style wooden buildings to its many artisan and souvenir stores, and of course its abundance of chocolate shops. We spent about an hour or so browsing the shops along its main street before heading back to the car and continuing our drive north.
So the Ruta Siete Lagos is called that for a reason. We're going to be hopefully seeing at least 7 lakes during our trip up to San Martin, and this is lake number 2. Lago Espejo, after the lake where Bariloche is, the massive lake that we're staying around.
There are 2 viewpoints of Lago Espejo, one on the southern end of the lake, just off the main 7 lakes route, which we personally felt was the better one, and one as you drive north along the east edge of the lake. A short drive further along, we arrived at the north end of our 3rd lake, Lago Correntoso, and got another beautiful view from the lookout point. The road then wound north through forested hills for a while before we arrived at our 4th lake, Lago Escondido. Escondido means hidden in Spanish, and this name is quite appropriate given the lack of a view at the viewpoint. Lake number 5 is Lago Vicharino, and then we arrived at Lago Falconer, probably our favorite lake and spot along the 7 lakes route.
Certainly didn't think I'd be standing on a beach today. We've got a nice sandy beach here, beautiful lake, and then a little bit of snow up on the mountains up there.
Before arriving at our last lake, we stopped quickly at the Vullanyanco waterfall, which provided a nice change of scenery to all the lake views. Then the 7th and final lake before finishing the 7 lakes route was Lago Machonico, with another scenic viewpoint to enjoy. Finally, we descended into the town of San Martin de los Andes, which technically borders an 8th lake, Lago Lacar, and began to explore. San Martin is again very similar to Bariloche and Villa La Angostura, with wooden and alpine style buildings housing restaurants, souvenir shops and artisan stores. There's a nice beach and waterfront area, and we enjoyed stretching our legs and browsing through the souvenir stores along the main street again. After a tasty ice cream in town, we headed back to the car and made the long drive back to Villa La Angostura.